No, Cole, I'm not recovering from that Packer beatdown. Thanks for noticing, though. Just waiting for confirmation here. Looks like we are live. How's everyone doing today? Nisi, Cole, V-Stag. Let's see. What do we got here? Anything yet? Not a lot planned for today. I might even cut this a little short. We'll have to see. Wait for everyone to pile in. Oh good, Freshwater Aquatics is here, so we're good. Hello, Zach's Tank's Crazy Aquarium Guy. Bob, I better be happy. 46 and 2 just came on. I don't even know what that is. Let's see. Farts in a jar. All right. How you doing, Will? Thanks for the plants. I really appreciate it. CAPS is the Chicago Aquatic Plant Society. Overwatch. Yep. New few. 32 seconds late. I think I was a few minutes late. I don't know. Is farts in a jar a new thing? I have no idea. Do I even like football? Not as much as I used to. I'm getting pretty sick of all the commercials. I don't even watch it anymore. I do follow it, but I don't watch it. It's kind of a waste of time to me. Big City Bettas, how you doing? Perfect timing, refilling grow out jars after a good bleach and scrub down. Great time to live stream and listen. Bob, it's a Jimmy joke. All right. No, you cannot join me today. I'm not on Google Hangouts. Prefer farts in a can. Well, we can spend an hour talking about farts if you want. Bob, you want to get rid of some of that stargrass? Maybe eventually. They're probably going to take another, probably 2 weeks-ish. Yes, the flag should be half-mast, but I'm not that good. MJ Aquatics. Here from Belfast as always. Missed a couple streams with work, but hey, what's your plans for the near future, Bob? I.e. tanks for teachers and fish room. So we did get 2 tanks for teachers out last week, so that was pretty neat. What else? Plans for the fish room. I got like 10 20-gallon tanks right now that I just got dropped off last week. I have no idea what I'm going to do with them, but it was too good of a deal to pass up. So I don't have any plans for those, but I got them. Guess you made it to your live stream. Yep, it was close. That's why I was a couple minutes late. I just walked in the door and came straight up here. How are you today, Bob? How was your Monday? It was my first Monday back to school. It was a really, really long day. Bob, are those Demonsoni behind you? I don't see any. These aren't my tanks, but I'm pretty sure there's not any back there. Building some racks time, maybe. Yes, Mr. Science Geek got one of the tanks for teachers for his coworker. He says the tanks for teachers tank for my coworker is cycling, has a DIY K1 coldness filter, cycling filter media in it, and some plants. We'll be adding some guppies soon. Awesome. AMA Aquatics says, you got any videos of the tanks for teachers, or have they not been set up yet? One has been set up. One should hopefully be getting set up this weekend. And yes, I do have videos. I'm just still waiting. Moment of silence for those fallen 16 years ago. I just got a new 75-gallon tank. What are some fish I could put into it? No rainbows? Rainbows? Don't ask a rainbow guy what to put in your fish tank. There's a lady asking about tanks for teacher in the aquarium support group. I don't know that I could go back and find that now. How's Amber the goldfish doing? I have no idea who Amber is. Where can I find some green eye guppy for sale? Maybe Aquabid? I don't know. I've never heard of green eye guppies before. Michael's fish room is here. Is still at work. Bob, are you going to the aquatic experience? Yes, I am, Rico. Saved some fair feeder goldfish last week. Do I participate in the CARES fish preservation? Kind of. I have bred CARES fish and I've registered my points and all that. I haven't done it probably at all this year, but last year and the year before. What can I put with my pea puffer in a 5-gallon tank? I don't think you could put anything. That's not a lot of room. And pea puffers are kind of angry. Crushed coral will raise GH as well. Hello, Aqua Apprentice. Priscilla is here. What is CARES? I don't know what CARES Fit is, but CARES Preservation basically is a I don't know, maybe I should just read it off the website. Basically, there's a list of fish that are endangered or extinct in the wild, and this place keeps track of those fish and keeps track of people who breed them and things like that. Give Ray a donut. Yes, Ray reached 1,000 subscribers. I could have swore she was just celebrating 250 like a day ago. Getting an aquatic theme tattoo in 9 hours. Wow, what are you getting? Any suggestions on shooting a video for your background? No suggestion, just make sure the camera doesn't move. I get a lot of videos where people are moving the camera all over the place and zooming in and out, and that just doesn't work very well. Unfortunately, people just don't like it. I'm 30 away from 100 subs. Email. I have nothing in my email. Ray's Aquaria did the video from Simply Betta shoot up your sub list fast. Yeah, let me take a look. Let's see what's going on with Ray's Aquaria. So I feel like shot up pretty dang quick. I'll put her on the spot. Time for the rummies? I don't even know what that means. I would say, so Ray's Aquaria got 239 subscribers in one day. I don't even think I've ever got that much. Gonna pass me in no time. I like your flag in the background in the right side. Thank you. Put her on the spot. Yep. You can't put a flag in the tank. They're not supposed to be wet. Let's see. Oh, you're getting rummy nose. Do I ship fish or shrimp? I've done it twice in my life. So the answer would be I've done it, but no. Jason at Jader Aquatics, do you know when my stickers are going to get shipped out? Fish Nerd says never forget. Yep. It is 9/11. Obviously, you know, our hearts go out with everyone that was affected by that, and a huge thanks to everyone who's serving. I'm just gonna kind of keep that on the on the down low, if you will. Yeah, we could talk about that for an hour. It's an octopus catching an anchor, which will wrap around my leg just above the ankle. 4-hour session. What? Could I fit 100 neon tetras in a Planet 75 tank? Absolutely. He said in his video about mid-September. I'm totally lost here. At Ray's Aquaria. Jeremy is here. Got the best shirt ever, even though it looks like crap on my green screen. Sergeant Tank. My angelfish has spawned twice now, but they keep eating the eggs after a day. Is that common for the first couple spawns? Yes, it's like that with a lot of cichlids. It usually takes them a few times to figure it out. Anyone know where I can find 100 neon tetras and tons of plants? From your local fish store, Matt? Oh, that's what the aquatic theme tattoo. I already forgot about your tattoo. It's so hard to keep up with all the different conversations that I have going on in my head. I can't wait to see you set up saltwater. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. How are the new betas doing? So, a bit of bad news. I am going to have to put down a beta after this live stream, which makes me really sad. It's one of my favorites. It's not any of the new ones. It's one of the first ones I ever got. And this morning before I left for work, I looked in its tank and it looked like the whole side of its face like just exploded. The whole side of its face is just gone. It's still alive, but it doesn't move. And yeah, there's not going to be any way I can save it. So that pretty much sucks. What's my email? It should be in the description. Anyone know where you can get 100 neon tetras and a ton of plants online for a good price? You could try Aquabid. Yeah, I have no idea what happened to this betta fish. It's the only thing in the tank, except for plants. That's it. So Aiden is setting up my first nano planted aquarium. Any suggestions of plants and substrate? Well, the plants is going to depend on your light. If you want a good substrate, I would just go with like Eco Complete. Is it the first Dumbo ear you got? It's one of the first 3 that I got. Yep. Yeah, and it's one of the ones that's mostly white with a little bit of red and blue. Could I keep an Oscar and a 75? I thought you were getting 100 neon tetras for your 75. You're kind of all over the place, Matt. Fast moving infection. I have no idea. I haven't done a water change, so it's not like I, hit the hose or bumped it. Nothing has changed in that tank. Probably since I put in the tank divider, and that was what, like 6 months ago. It just literally looked like it put its head on a grenade. Thanks for giving us fish nerds something to do on a Monday. I can't decide what I want to do with the 75. Well, maybe you should decide before. But I would not keep an Oscar in a 75 gallon. I wouldn't anyways. A lot of people do. Who isn't all over the place? I can't even decide what to get for my 10 gallon. That's usually why we end up with multiple tanks, right? Hopefully I can get a 125 up and running tomorrow. It's one of my favorite tanks. The Lizander. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. My work schedule finally changed so I can start catching these streams again. Awesome. Want to get some rainbows. Suggestions for something different. LFS usually just has Bose Monis. Well, are you still going to get them through your local fish store? I would ask your local fish store what rainbows they can get, because most of them have access to like 10 different types. Dwayne Kitchell is here. How you doing, buddy? Hope you got that email yesterday. Millerific. Dang, I gotta go do homework. I don't want to miss it though. I'm sad now. Well, homework is far more important. See, clearly I need to do more homework. Hit the like button and save the rush at the end. The blood parrots are coming out of the 240. Candy Overhaul says, hey Bob. Hello Candy. Hello Steve. Okay, but I was gonna get them big and then send them to me. No, don't send me anything. Priscilla says, Dwayne Kitchell, did you get my mail? I agree, no Oscar in a 75. Yeah, I feel like an Oscar can get just as big as the tank is deep. If that makes sense, depth. My email is not in the description. Well, I guess I'm just really bad then. Well, it's not in the description. When did that happen? All right, now it is. I'm sending Bob ram's horn snails. Hey, I'd take them. That's my video. Video tomorrow has lots of ram's horn snails in it. Let's see. Steenfott Aquatics, I'm a little behind on YouTube. Have you bred your bettas yet? No, haven't even tried yet. I haven't even picked which ones I'm going to breed yet. Pain train. I meant my betta. How to breed red cherry barbs. I've never done it on purpose, but mine do it naturally. I've only had a couple fries survive because they're in with rainbow fish and some apistogrammas and some other various cichlids. So the fry rarely survive, and I don't do anything special to get them to breed. So my advice would be to get a tank with a lot of moss and just feed them, do water changes, to give them somewhere their egg scatters, right? So the eggs will fall into the moss, and then you can pull the adults out because they will eat their own. Dwayne Kitchell, awesome. Sorry I don't watch YouTube on Friday and Saturday. I will go rewatch it. I got 7 tanks in the last 4 months. I win. I got 10 tanks last weekend. So I win. I love snails. My puffer loves snails. What do I do to get my ram's horns to breed? I've never had that question ever. I get the question of how do I get them to stop breeding? You shouldn't have to do anything. I don't know how long you've had them. Maybe you just haven't had them long enough. But trust me, they'll breed. Is $1 a gallon still available in your area? It is not. Rogue Aquatics says, I got 24 yesterday. He wins. Okay, there's the new winner. Guess who's got chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream? You do? You have to set them up for them to count. I have, there is a $1 per gallon sale going on in Indianapolis, if that helps anyone. I'm overrun with baby mystery snails. I need a puffer. Yep. Yep, it's a great thing for puffers. I'm actually running low on snails after I made my video. Any plans for your 240? The 240. So more sad news. Obviously, the betta fish is way more sad than this news. But I went to test the 240, and it does have a small leak, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that yet. So that's why you haven't seen anything on it, because I'm kind of pissed, and I've tried to make a video on it, but I just get pissed off. So that's what's up with it. I don't even like talking about it. Do you feed frozen clams on the half shell like Murphy eats? I am picking up my first frozen clams tomorrow. Does that mean overfeeding? If you're talking about snails, yep. What happened with the betta fish? I have no idea, Emily. When I left to go to work today, the whole side of its face was just blown out. So I don't know if there's no rocks or anything that could have fallen on it. But yeah, the whole side of its face, like I said earlier, it just looks like it swallowed a hand grenade and just blew out. Sorry, man, I feel your pain. Yeah, you can't reseal. Who said they were going to reseal it? It is acrylic, so I don't know how you're going to reseal it. I've looked into a few things, and we'll see. We'll see. The problem is even if I do fix it, like obviously you can get like acrylic cement, things like that. The question is, do I trust it? If it was my own house, absolutely I wouldn't care, so I flood my house, but I rent. So I can't exactly dump 240 gallons all over someone else's house. Water turning yellow, sign of overfeeding. Do you have live plants? I'd be curious if you have live plants. I don't even know where that comment just went. Probably got sucked in by the filter. There's only a sponge filter. That's it. There's a sponge filter, there's moss, and there's one piece of wood that lays flat across the bottom. That's it. Resealing the 240 would be a massive project. One thing I'm thinking about is just, because it's on the back, it's not on the front, so the front panel is still good. So I could cut out the front panel and maybe try like a plywood aquarium. I don't know. Just not a lot of good news coming out of Steenfott Aquatics today. That might be the first time I ever referred to myself in the third person. Guess who has potato chips? Not me. I hate to talk about leaking aquariums. It makes me paranoid. Me too. Sea-Dog wants to know who uses Osmocote root tabs. Steenfott Aquatics, you can dump 240 gallon, doesn't mean you should. You can dump 240 gallons, doesn't mean you should. Okay. What type of aquatic plants is best for a 120? You can't really do it like by the size of the tank. You got to do it based on your substrate and your lighting. Ruben says he loves the background. Well, these are all donated videos by people who watch my stream, which is pretty neat. The first time I used Osmocote root tabs, I killed all my fish. So that was pretty awesome. What is the best way to get rid of green hair algae? Kang Lee, pull it out. That's pretty much it. Let's see. That's for, yeah, green hair algae is like the easiest algae ever to remove. Now, if you're asking how to fix the problem so you quit getting green hair algae, that's a different question. How fast does red root floater multiply? Priscilla, really fast. Like most floating plants. How many tabs did you put in it? Gosh, this was like 3 years ago. I don't even remember. And at the time, I didn't really know anything about it. I actually watched ADU Aquascaping's video on him lining the bottoms of his aquarium with Osmocote and then putting the substrate over it. So that's what I did. I had no idea that it released ammonia. I couldn't figure out why my ammonia was just blowing up because I was an idiot. And even with multiple water changes, I just couldn't figure it out, and all my fish died. And then after all my fish died, someone was telling me that it was the Osmocote, and so I looked at the Osmocote, and yep, it releases ammonia. For tanks for teachers, can we just get plants at an equal value? What are you talking about, Aiden? What would you put in a 65 gallon rainbow fish? Mr. Steen, do you know about the disease, something tuberculosis? Very worried my guppies have it. Very little. I know hardly anything about it. Got it as fry from a hobbyist on Aquabait, and I've only lost one that got skinny and died. The rest are fine. Yeah, that's one that I really know very little about. I think I read about it one time, maybe a year ago. What brand do you recommend for the only... If I'm buying new tanks, I'll only buy Aquarium. We have Thunder and Warm Rain in South Bay area right now. Have you ever built your own CO2 regulator? Nope. Nope. Spent $90 on a needle valve. They're so cheap to buy that I don't know that I would ever build one. Well, I did the same thing with Osmocote the first time I used it. Yep. Yeah, and now there's like no... I mean, I don't want to... It's just not even worth it. I don't know. There's other root tabs that don't release ammonia. The Aquarium Cowboy. Hey, Bob and everyone, just stopping in to say hi, like, shared, a great stream. Thank you, Aquarium Cowboy. Rogue Aquatics will be right back. What is the best plant fertilizer and substrate? So, again, plant fertilizer depends on your plants. I know I'm dodging a lot of questions today. I feel like a politician, but I can tell you, in my opinion, EcoComplete is like the best all-around substrate for planted tanks. Is fluorite good? I absolutely hate fluoride, Nick. I hate it with a passion. Any suggestions for good editing apps for iPhone? I don't know anything about iPhones. Sorry, Slam Dunk Aquatics. Hey, you found a new name. Right? You did change your name, right? I might be thinking of someone else. I recognize the picture, though. Matt DLR, Neon should be okay with puffers. I have a feeling what? Something might be too aggressive for the puffers to get to food. Oh. Yes, I did. I was going to say, I recognize the picture, but not the name. Fluorite substrate is horrible. I second that. It seems to dissolve over time. It's also the dirtiest dirt that I've ever dirted ever. My dirted tanks are cleaner than fluorite. What's wrong with fluorite? The only time I've used fluorite, I've used it probably 4 times, and it is god-awfully dirty. It is terrible. Granted, it's been about a year. I don't know if they've changed whatever their process is, but be back soon. Got to film an unboxing. Awesome. Hello, Aqua Apprentice. Haven't seen you lately. Fluorite never rinses clean. I hate it. Yeah, fluorite is awful. Awful stuff. Hopefully someone from fluorite is watching. Whoever makes fluorite. I don't even know. It's awful. Would rainbows and rummy-nose work well with 3 angels and a 35 hex? That's not really good for rainbows. Rainbows need length, not height. And most hex tanks are height, so I would say no. Ever had Bacopa in a tank? If so, best way to grow it. I have had Bacopa in a tank, and it's a really easy plant. You can grow it with just medium light. You can probably grow it with low light and maybe fertilize like once a week. It's a really easy plant to grow. I've grown Bacopa Carolina and Bacopa Monterey, something like that is what I have right now. Is it the owner of whatever that is? Good point on cheap single stage regulators. I'm doing CO2 injection on a 140. Didn't want to risk anything blowing out, leaking, or venting on a 20-pound tank. Yeah, I don't know that I would cheap out on any of that. The fish nerd, what a bummer. Oh, what happened? I called the fish store today to get permission to film a store tour. Got turned down. That happens a lot. A lot of people are embarrassed about their stores. I gotta get going. Need to pick up my kid. We'll listen until she can't stand it anymore. Have a great chat. Okay, rainbows for the 150 then. 150, you can have any rainbow you want. You're not limited by anything in a 150-gallon tank. Are cherry shrimp going to have trouble in a tank with fluval stratum? I don't think so. Cherry shrimp are pretty forgiving. Do I know anything about orange-finned loaches? I've never heard of that in my life. EcoComplete definitely wins. Sometimes you can get it on Amazon for like 20 bucks too. What am I looking at? Orange-finned loaches. Oh, the red-tailed boscia? I've never heard it called that before. I know a little. I've never kept them, but I have seen them quite a bit. Pretty common. Is pool filter sand good with plants? So sand is going to be harder to grow plants than sand. It can be done, but it's a lot easier to grow plants in gravel, just so you know. Let's see. I've had quite a few stores that always say we're getting organized and aren't ready for filming now. Then they'll call me back in a week and they never call back. Drives me insane. Yep. Pretty common. Pretty common. Good rainbows for softer water with a pH of 6.8. you'll find that most rainbows will be able to adapt to that. You're not going to be any of the common rainbows. I don't think you'll have a problem with that. Sometimes the pH in my planet tank drops to like 6.5, and my rainbows don't have a problem at all. I like butter says, I hate you today. That's not true. Eco Complete for $20. What? I spend $60 on a 9-kilogram bag. Yep, $20 for 20 pounds. Steenfott Aquatics, good betta tanks. I would say anything that's bigger than 5 gallons. I believe Life with Pets has fluval stratum in her, with her cherry shrimp. Yes, fluval stratum. I've heard a lot of good things, but I have not tried it yet. Everbred whiptail cats, I have not. I mean, even the regular price for Eco Complete on Amazon is $22, so not that bad. If you're looking for cheap plant substrates, you really can't go wrong with dirt. It causes incredible root growth. Root growth. That is true. See, I thought that, but people like to strictly point out they like hard water. I mean, if you're getting wild caught, you might have problems, but almost anything can adapt to 6.8 pH as far as rainbows are concerned. At least I certainly haven't had a problem with it. I have clown loaches still working out the stocking. Do I need sand to breed German blue rams? Nope. Have you kept cherry barbs? I have kept cherry barbs, and they have bred for me as well. I live 100 miles away from any pet supply place. Where's a good place for me to buy supplies online? Amazon? Barbara Jackson with the $10 super chat for Tanks for Teachers. My dad was 6th grade teacher and always had a tank in his classroom. That is awesome. Thanks a lot, Barbara. We really appreciate it. Super awesome of you. I surprisingly made it all the way through school with not only no aquariums, but no pets whatsoever. None of my teachers had pets. My water is so hard you'd have to chew it. I'm jealous. I live in New Zealand. A lot of the stuff available to you is hard to find here or is super expensive. I even got in trouble from customs for ordering General Cure from Amazon. I believe it. Sponge filter or aqua clear hang on back. Depends on what you're doing. I generally go towards sponge filters though. Might look at some Lake Katubu. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Rainbows then. I don't recognize that one. I probably would recognize the scientific name though. My personal favorite for videography, Sergeant Tank says, is individual fish rooms over LFS, much more diversity. Ah, poor Bob. Yep, no animals anywhere. Matt DLR, 75-gallon tank, schooling, small tetras, rasboras, bars, Danio, small rainbows, great choice, but with pea puffers, tried dwarf cichlids, and Cory cats. Playing any video games these days? Anyone hyped for Destiny 2? I've never played Destiny in my life. I played Overwatch probably once a week, and that's about it. Can you settle an argument? Do you need to seal wood that is not for aquariums before putting it in the aquarium? I have never sealed wood in my life. I just take it from outside and put it in my aquarium. I don't know why you would need to seal that. When we going and getting reptiles? I will tell you. I will tell you right now. What am I looking for? October 14th. I know I sound like a broken record every week, but I just got here. How much I miss? Not a lot. I'm in the 6th grade and the teacher right next to me has a fish tank. I think that I have the wrong teacher. It sounds like it. Zach's Tank's crazy aquarium guy. Fluval shrimp stratum lowered my pH from 7.6 to... It will lower your pH. Well, it should. It's been growing my plants great, but I had to add aragonite to buffer my pH from a cherry shrimp. Yeah, most of the aquarium dirt will lower your pH to that 6.8 range. Any hardwood can go in your tank without bark. Yep, no bark and no sap, and you should be good. Bob, you should get a little submarine drone and a first-person headset. Could go swimming with the rainbows. You said you'd get a goldfish within a month and 2 months later. Yeah, I have 2 goldfish. Where you been? I don't know if you're talking to me, Aiden, but you're a little behind the times if you are. Yeah, their actual common name is just the blue rainbow fish. I've never heard of that either, Emily. You'll find that rainbow fish have a different name depending on where you are in the world. So I usually just try to go by the scientific name. Blue rainbow fish, the only thing I can think of is turquoise rainbow fish, maybe. What is bad about bark on the wood? It just disintegrates really, really fast. And then when it decays, it will lower your pH and it could crash your aquarium. I should have known. I didn't think of the stratum lowering my pH. As soon as I added aragonite, the cherries bred like crazy. Yeah, and even my cherries breed in 6.8. Like you said, you just got to add some type of buffer. I used, what was in the last video? I used like oyster shells or something. I don't remember. I have not kept keyhole cichlids. Nope. My thoughts on keyhole cichlids is that they breed like crazy and nobody wants them. They're just too hard to get rid of. So, Lake Katubu are the turquoise. There you go. Tend to be darker in color and get some almost purple tones in the tail versus the common farm turquoise. Yeah, the common farm turquoises are just not looking that great anymore. Let's see. Circulation pump in Malawi tank. Let's see. Oyster shells do turn green after a while in fresh water. Oh, that's fine. It'll match the blue-green algae. I always love keyholes. Very peaceful in a community tank. Yeah, they're good fish. They're just too hard to get rid of, and I don't know. I just don't. I wouldn't want them to breed for me. You see that last mail from you on the? Did you see the last email? Dwayne, if you sent me an email on the 5th, I did see it, but I don't remember what you were talking about. Hey man, love your channel. Keep it up. Thank you, Jetstream Bettas. Where do you get snails for shell dwellers? Or snails. Shells for shell dwellers. Oh, there you go. You corrected it. I bought a bunch from Aquarium Co-op. I bought a bunch from my other local fish store. That's pretty much it, local fish store. All of the local fish stores in my area carry them. Emerald Pets, Natasha, almost all diseases are already in your fish. It is when the fish get weak, the diseases come out. That is true. Nick says, you're awesome, Bob. No, you're awesome, Nick. Good pistol tank mates for a 30-gallon. Anything top dweller, hatchet fish. Barbs are good. Lots of tetras. Let's see. You could even do Corridoras. How do you like the black fly larva food? So the only time I use the black fly larva food is when I'm making rapashi, and I'll mix it in there. Otherwise it just floats at the top, and pretty much the rainbows are the only things that go for it. The cichlids, the Africans will go for it for a second and then realize that it's not their normal food. But if I put it in rapashi, like all the plecos will go after it. So that's pretty much what I do with it now, is just mix it in with rapashi. Amazon for snail shells, escargot. I have really high pH in my well water. I'm not seeing any decay of the bark. I'll keep a watch on it. Yep. I spelled Steenfott wrong. That's all right. I'm used to it. In a pinch, Walmart sells escargot shells as a kit to make, but it comes with shells. You can do what you want with the can of snails. Comes with snails, I'm assuming. Just finished jar bleach, took 3 hours. Oh, bleaching your jar, 60 jars for a single spawn. Maybe I don't want to breed bettas. If that's what I'm gonna have to be doing, I don't got time for that. Jeez. Let's see. What else do we got? My LFS gave me some sand for free and said it would do what? Buffer my pH? Depends on the sand. If it's like the live sand that they use for saltwater, it probably would. 3 days in and no difference. Yeah, you should have noticed a difference by now, so they were mistaken. Let's see what we got going on here. Wow, there's 200 people here? That's crazy. That can't be right. Usually local fish store sells better fish. Nick K Aquatics with the $5 super chat. Thank you for the great knowledge as always, Bob. Well, I fooled one person. Just kidding. Thank you, Nick. Really, really appreciate it. I think you should breed your bettas. I'd buy a spawn pair from you. It's very rewarding. I'm spawning a black orchid crown tail right now as we speak. Is it Monday? It certainly is, Corvus Ocean. It certainly is. I feel like only 30% of those 200 watching are chatting. That's alright. I'm okay with lurkers. Do not question Google 200 people. You can also use a small diameter PVC pipe instead of shells for shell dwellers. Yes, I use those for every shell dweller besides multis. So my gold ocelotus has the 90-degree elbows, and the reason for that is when they spawn, you need to remove the parents because sometimes they will eat the babies. And those are pretty expensive fish, so if you use the 90-degree PVC with the cap on one side, you can just pull off the cap, get the babies out, and put it back. You can't do that with shells. Let me lurk in peace. Still lurking. Hey, I said I was okay with lurkers. Just stream bettas. You don't happen to have a black orchid female you want to rehome, do you? Lurk alert on. Diggs is getting me a boatload of fantasy points. Oh yeah, there is football today, huh? That's interesting. Good tank mates for green spotted puffer. I've never kept one. I've never done brackish. Let's see. Thought of a name for the new goldfish. That's with patches. I have not picked a name yet. Do I have a favorite type of betta? Not yet. TJK, not yet. I can't find a place to buy Tropica 1 to 2 grow plants. I don't know where to buy Tropica either, Steve. I feel like maybe Flip Aquatics sells Tropica plants, but I don't know. Let's see. What would you recommend to feed clown plecos? Well, if you want to shell out money, I would recommend Rapashi. Or like my affordable option would be like Hikari wafers. New goldfish name should be Helen. Bob likes... I almost thought that said Bob likes Metallica. Bob likes metallic blue crown tails. Mr. Science Geek, that was mean. Thanks to Irma, I have been out of power for over 15 hours. Hopefully if you have fish, Jake, they are doing well. I'm a lurker and I didn't know it. Zucchini. Let's see. Do you prefer store credit or cash from fish store when you bring in fish? Flame, to me, it doesn't matter because I'm going to spend it there anyways. Normally, you'll get more store credit than you will cash. Any breeding plans in the near future? Possibly my bettas. And possibly a pistos. Maybe. Rob has tissue culture plants, but not Tropica. I swear I've seen Tropica somewhere, but now I don't remember. Bob, you'd better like sell Autica. What should I put in my empty 45-gallon rainbow fish? LJ Aquatics, I have many fry. Eventually you'll get one from me at the time. At that time. Can't wait to see you there. You guys must be talking about Chicago. Bob's breeding. I hope his wife is okay with that. Let's see. You too, Flynn. Are you guys talking about Chicago? Who's not going to Chicago? I feel like everyone's going now. Oh yeah, Sergeant Tank, will you be at the Aquatic Experience? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, of course he is. I would like store credit. My LFS does 30% on betas and 35% on plecos. What do you think of a nice big 75 gallon with one goby? I think that would be awesome. Vince is always lurking. I'm not going to Chicago. If you're not going to Chicago, you're basically a nobody. Just saying. Obviously, I'm kidding. Put water in your 45 gallon before you add fish. Good suggestion. Spot on. I would like to go next year in New Jersey. Ugh. I'll be there. Will you? Yep. If only plane tickets and travel weren't so expensive. I can't afford... It should be free to go to Chicago. Like, that place is such a hole in the ground. Same about Jersey. I'll be there. I believe Tropica has their list of distributors on their website. Going to Chicago for free with all the YouTubers going. Do you know how to promote breeding for ruby barbs? I do not. Sorry, Dan. Never bred them. Oh my god, hey Poundfish fam, we still love you. They have battery powered bubblers in my sponge filters. The longest I've gone without power is 20 hours, and yeah, didn't lose any fish, so that was nice. Bob, today I took out my deep gravel bed. Too many problems. What kind of problems, Caleb? I'm curious. Bracken is here. Finally couldn't get here, or finally it made it home. Sad I couldn't get here sooner. Good to see you as always, Bracken. Ask Corey or Rachel on Ruby Barb breeding, but their distributors don't sell online, and the closest one to me is like 2-hour plus drive. Let's see. Anybody not going to Chicago is still cool. Should be free to go to Chicago. We should charge to get into Richmond. My friend lives in Chicago and he watched someone get shot in front of his building. Yep, I'm a nobody then. I'm not going to Chicago. I'm uncool. Rutu, you have a good excuse though. I live 20 minutes from Chicago. It's nothing special. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It should be free to go there. Flynn's Fish Forum says he's really excited to meet everyone. Someone should take me with them. I can fit inside a small book bag. I don't want to get bit by zombie dogs. Yeah, you saw that article, the zombie dogs in Chicago? That's pretty awesome. I mean, the aquatic experience is not really in Chicago, but you still have to fly into Chicago. This might sound like a dumb question, but can I throw some new oatmeal into my microworm culture just to keep it going? I have run out of containers. Yes, I've done it all the time. I've done it all the time. I do it all the time. What's up, everyone? I'm very late. We'll have to reply. I live in wherever that is. It's not too far. Schaumburg. Yep, Schaumburg. Hey, Sashimi Jimmy. The fish nerd says he's driving. It would be hilarious to see how many cameras would fill up a room at the AE. What am I feeding my bettas? New Life Spectrum small fish formula. Carlos, don't text and drive. Yeah, no texting and driving. Who's doing that? Carlos, is that you? I lost you, Carlos. Oh, yeah. Where are you at? There you are. Texting and driving. Zombie coyotes. I actually saw a coyote by my house the other day. That was kind of surprising. Flynn's Fish Forum says, my wife is being annoying. I'll be right back. I'm not going to make it to the Chicago unless someone buys me a ticket. What's my favorite snail? I don't know. Probably the mystery snail. David Betancourt's Aquariums. How you doing, David? You're welcome here, Corvus. Why aren't comments showing up? Better not have been banned. Nick? Of course you're not banned. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why your comments aren't showing up. But I saw that one. Schaum means foam in German, and Berg means hill. Foam hill. Makes you wonder how they come up with that name. Lurkers unite. I know how to type. I pet coyotes. Miss being out in the woods. Well, go out in the woods then, Jeremy. Yeah, Bob said that, and I literally spit out my drink. Uh-oh, what did I say? Baking soda. What? What's going on here? Flynn's Fish Forum. I thought you said your wife. Rachel O'Leary usually has Tropica listed on her site. Won't let me post the link. Now I knew I seen it somewhere. Rachel O'Leary, MissJinxed.com or Jinxed. I'm not sure. Don't ask me how to spell it though. The city of Chicago should buy tickets from just shitty. The city of Chicago should buy tickets for fish fans. Imagine all the economic activity. Where do we go? I have 200 coyotes behind my house now. Seriously Fish site describes breeding for most aquarium fishes, including most common barbs. Yes, Seriously Fish is a great website. What's my favorite rainbow? I really like the Park and Sonai, but I don't know that I have a favorite. LOL flagged. Yep. I just got demonetized. That's alright though. Tell Corey the only good fish store around here is right next to Petland. Just looked up at the TV and Bob's favorite show, the big... Ugh, that show is so bad. The Pet Place has it online. Won't let post the link either. Nope, you cannot post links unless you are a moderator. But it's not hard to find Rachel O'Leary's website. You just gotta Google it. Thanks for remembering that, Brian. How strong is baking soda for pH? It's for a Tanganyikan tank, and they're sensitive. My pH is 7.5. I will not give out measurements because I don't want to be responsible for killing your fish, but I have used baking soda. My advice would be to take it slow and add some, measure it the next day, add some, measure it the next day, and so forth. I need a wrench to hit people with. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Thanks for answering. I'll see you in Chicago. I'm looking for a good online store in Canada. Rob Hicks Aquarium needs a good online store in Canada. Not our house. The fence, though, was destroyed. My wife is back on. Do a search for Rachel O'Leary on YouTube. She does videos and has links to her webpage. Yep. Not too hard to find her website. You just got to Google it. How about those Seahawks, Bob? At least you aren't a Colts fan. Cants fan. Yep. Seahawks are the Seahawks. I'm just glad I don't waste 4 hours of my life every week anymore. I'm back. Hope no one said anything interesting while I was gone. It's been 54 minutes and I haven't said an interesting thing yet. Who is more likely to accidentally swear in a room together? Corey, Bob, or Jimmy? I feel like Jimmy would be in last, believe it or not. Any ideas on how long of a drive it is from Churchill to Chicago? Nope. But Google knows. Invertebrates by Miss Jinxed. Mr. Science will be live after this. Yes, he will. There is his channel. Do you think it's necessary to use RO water for shrimp? What kind of shrimp? And no. Canadian Shops, Angelfish, Shrimp Fever, SKA Aquatics on Facebook, Lizzie's Fishes. Rachel seems to be out of tropical stuff on her current stock list, but she used to have the soils, tissue culture plants, and fertilizers listed forever. All of them will swear. Jimmy is last. Yep. Stream is buffering. What was the answer to who is more likely to swear in a fish room? It would be a race between me and Corey, but I feel like Jimmy would be last. Zach's Tank's Crazy Aquarium Guy. Baking soda is great. My favorite LFS are African Cichlid Specialist, and they use it after every water change. Yep. Yep, so do I. I've done the baking soda thing myself. Let's see. Sounds about right. Lucas, where are you at? Invertebrates. Excuse my horrible spelling. I'm doing water changes. Can you believe Amazon sent me only one glass canopy and I ordered 3? I got my money back plus $10 promotion for me to reorder. Their mistake. Happens all the time. But they're good and they do always give you money back and usually a little extra. So that's good. How much older than Corey are you? About twice his age. What is your first tank besides that overstocked shark tank? That was my first tank. There is no besides. That was my first tank. Let's see. We got 4 minutes. Eric Berry. All right. Picky. How bad is it to keep betta and goldfish together? It is very, very bad. Completely different water. LOL Bob is 60 years old, so you're 68. You're what, late 20s? Oh my gosh. Simply Betta is back with 3 minutes to go. Let's see. Well, I'm only half Asian. Alright, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I think Bob is 1,200 years old. Getting closer. I bought pond filter rolls online. They are effective for aquariums. Yes. You'll find that you can find a lot of good pond filters and pond filter media for way cheaper than aquarium filter media, even though it's the exact same stuff. The pickled Plecostomus, they are a different genus, so very unlikely. The Curious Case of Bob Steenfott. I'm not aging backwards, though. But seriously, any rare tips on Giardini arowana? Rare tips? I've never kept an arowana in my life. If you could only keep one tank of your current fish, which would you keep? Probably my 125-gallon rainbow tank. Priscilla says, thanks for streaming, Bob. Make sure to hit that like button before you leave, guys. How many likes do we have? Whoa, we don't even have 150 likes. That's like a new record low. Mr. Science Geek, are you streaming next? Yes, Mr. Science Geek is definitely streaming next. Bob, if you had to be a fish, what kind of fish would you be? I feel like I would be basically like a Maboo puffer. Or I would just float around all day and eat meat. Let's see. Pork and rice? I have no idea what you're talking about. Kayla, that's why you my tank wifey. I would be a Maboo puffer. That's what I said. Bob, can't stop streaming until 150 likes. No, I'm not playing that game. No way. Turbo or supercharger? I'd probably go with supercharger. Bob would be a brisket fish. I tried to like right away, even if the content was horrible. Well, thanks, Brian. It's guys like you that keep guys like me on YouTube. Hey, LJ, how you doing? Kayla, David Hart. My fish keep dying under there. Don't know what to do. Please help. My fish keep dying under there? I'm not really sure what you're talking about. Don't see any previous comments either. When you come to Chicago, I'll show you both LOL S4 and a 3-speed. I think anyone would be a Maboo puffer. What's your favorite kind of eating fish? Like fish that I eat? Salmon? Let's see. Speaking of tank spouse. There's so many conversations going on right now. I have no idea what's happening. Well, anyways. I'm totally lost, but it's 6 o'clock, which means we're over. We got people talking about underwear, apparently. I have no idea. I've lost all control of this chat. It's a good time to call it quits. Thanks, everyone, for stopping by. Don't forget, we'll be here next Wednesday. I've been lost all weekend. I've been lost. Well, yeah, that's a different story. But thanks for stopping by, as always. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you all next Monday.